So, Showmatch, Jerimuno against Stanley Winston. We don't really have a best of X. They're just gonna play some games. We don't know how many exactly. I guess until they are too tired to go on, or one of them dies of starvation. Portuguese against Dutch on Manchuria.
Yes, what do you think about this matchup?
Well, I think it's a pretty close matchup. It's but with the stagecoach, I guess it's fine for ports. Maybe can also go a bit of water, but I don't know. We really need to see. I also didn't play so much on this new patch, so I can't really say. Wait, I need to be right back. 1 second. And we are back. Sorry for this little break. So we have on top of the map Jerimuno playing as Dutch, and on bottom of the map we have Stanley Winston playing as Portuguese. This was, I believe, 200 would start as Stanley Winston decided to go for a trading post, and Jerimuno decided to just not use this extra wood crate because he can't really do anything with this as Dutch. Jerimuno picked a nice 55 coin. It's gonna help him for his villager production as Dutch. And Stanley Winston picked a nice 50 wood, which is actually a bit too late because he already got his house up, but it's still a very nice treasure anyway. There's always on this map two big wood treasures. It's 90 wood and there should be an 85 wood, usually here or here, or then sometimes here. Okay, not this time, I don't know where it is then. Okay, it's here. Okay. 85 wood and 90 wood. Also a lot of yaks on this map. Eco Theory coming in for Stanley Winston. Sometimes Portuguese can decide to skip the first shipment, but well, I guess when you have an early TP you can afford to ship Eco Theory. Would be a bit too much maybe to keep all your shipments until H2. You will have like 3 shipments when you hit H2. It's yep, so kind of a little bit of fighting going on here. Gonna fight for this nice 30 XP treasure. Are you ready?
Are you ready? Yeah. Oh, wow, what a huge treasure.
Oh, Jerimuno got it. This is game breaking. Oh wow, he got so many yaks though. He got 10 yaks, I think. 11 yaks. Yes, there's one more here. Wow, I really hope he goes for a livestock pen. Usually Dutch is not the thief that goes so easily for livestock pen because they need the wood for banks, for example, but let's face it, with 11 yaks I think it's a very good investment. They are not quite as good as cows. They have only 400 food. Cows have 500, but yep, it's still a pretty nice livestock pen he would get there, so we will see. Bank going up.
Yeah, a bank. And what is Port's going to do?
Look at this deck, there's so many H4 cards.
And he's missing one card.
What do you mean?
You have 24 of 25.
Oh yeah, you're right. That's a bit awkward. I was not sure if you wanted to go water on this map. You can go for a little bit of water, but it's definitely not the best water map. But yeah, he
Can you
got.
tell him that he's missing a card that he can fix his deck soon?
How we can tell him after the game, I think. Or you want me to? Yeah, I can say it now. Jerimuno's deck is very standard. Don't see anything missing. Okay, forward, a little bit forward. This is still close to the water, but not so close. I don't think he wants to go for any kind of water play. In my opinion, maybe not the best TC placement. A bit too far from this 5k gold mine. I think it's pretty important on this pawn of the map to control the gold mine, especially when you're against Dutch. Well, they do have banks, but they still use a lot of coins, so you can probably place your TC somewhere like here and control hunt and gold mine, or maybe a bit forward, more forward here with the gold mine and the hunt. But it's anyway not no full placement. Oh, straight 700 gold for ports. He edged up with 400 wood and decided to go 700 gold. I think it's for the stable start to make sure he can fuel his Hussar mass, because it's not so easy with ports. I really hope he's gonna get a stagecoach there. I think as ports against Dutch, it's very nice to get a stagecoach to speed up a bit your build, because Dutch usually is a bit faster than ports in early fortress. They just get their banks up faster than port gets their villagers out, so they get more eco much faster, and then they can do something in early fortress usually. So, oh, 700 food as well. That's a build order I didn't see before.
Weird.
Oh yeah, his building placement is not the best, I think is what he means. This bank is way too far. Like, it's out of TC fire range. This bank should probably be somewhere like here. Or here or something, I don't know. Even his house is a bit exposed. But he also got a stable up.
A stable. Versus Huss. Huss versus Huss. Is that different?
What is different? The house?
The Huss from the Huss.
It's the same house, I think.
But which Huss are stronger?
Well, they are both stronger than the other house, I think. So, you right now you can see what I mean with the economy. Ports only having 22 villagers, even though he does have eco theory and the TP, he's still very far behind in eco. Dutch is already basically at full boom, right? He already dropped his 4 banks, so he's just got so much more eco right now. Then Ports is aging faster because of course Dutch invested in banks as well as some hussars. And now Ports will get his 3rd TC, so he will start to catch up slowly. But actually not so slowly with Dutch players eco. Very greedy build order by Jerimuno. 700 wood, a bank, 600 wood. Getting
Wow.
a lot of buildings out. But Stanley Winston is aged up before Jerimuno even started aging. Oh, there's one more husk for Jerimuno here. Oh, I think it's gonna go away. Yeah, nice. He just lost one house.
This is fine.
Basically, his treasure, not basically, I mean, by the way, his treasure was still not picked up. Oh, okay, yes, this is gonna be fine.
Oh, you have a lot of map control now.
Yeah, but like I said, I would have liked him to be a bit more aggressive with his TCs. Imagine the third TC here, the second TC here. He would control so much more of the map. And, I mean, he's aging up so much faster than Dutch. I think he can afford to do this at this point. He's going 1k wood, so he's going pretty greedy here. I'm just sad that he didn't get a stagecoach. He's such a safe stagecoach in a matchup where Dutch is not very likely to do anything to punish it. Losing one villager. And also getting his TC scouted. Oh, 3 goons out. It's not the best patch, but it's enough to defend his raid. One more will probably gonna die there. But the Huss are maybe also gonna die. Oh yeah, he tried to take the fight, but I don't think he should have, because you know that at this point there's gonna be some guns out, and he's most likely going to lose every single Hussars there if Stanley just... Oh yeah, Jerimuno just trying to make as much damage with his Hussars as possible, not trying to run away, just trying to kill that one last good, and he will kill it. Oh, actually he got 0 HP. But yeah, basically killed 2 Huss and 1 goon for 3 Huss, and also killed a villager and 2 villagers with this one here, so this was fine for Jerimuno. Oh, okay, I'm not sure why he's sending his units there. Usually you just stay in base. I think he doesn't want to be scouted, he's trying to cheese or something. That, or maybe not. Could be a plan that you keep your units away, that Stanley Winston goes in his base, he's like, okay, he's going fast industrial, I don't see units. And then in fact a big flank or something. But I don't know, he's just coming back, so maybe it was just, I don't know, nothing. He's eating his yaks, but he didn't make a pen. I'm very sad. If he made a pen now, his yaks would be fat. Like, about right now, in 1 minute maybe. He would get just so much food out of them. He's still getting a lot of food out of these yaks. They're half fat and there was 11 of them. So, it's not very bad. I just think that an investment of 200 would have been good for this. Still waiting for the stagecoach here. Makes me angry. Refrigeration already coming in. It's very early, very greedy. And in Cav and Goons combats, that's very late game oriented, but again, I mean, I don't really see why you would go for such a great heavy semi-FF. Like 700 gold, 700 food is kind of a build order where you want to age up very fast, which is most likely a bit aggressive, and here he's just going very passive after this, with only greedy shipments, 1k wood, refrigeration, and the Cav combat card. I feel like then if you want to play it greedy like this, you could as well just get your stagecoach and skip the 700 food and send 700 wood instead, for example. But here we got a push from Dutch. He got much more units.
This looks not so good for Stanley.
Yeah. This massive scum is going to be very hard to deal with for Stanley, unless he got Mamluks on the way, but I hope so. He's making a lot of hussars, so he might find a way to catch the scums like this. But he already lost a lot of years. He lost 9 villagers, that's a ton.
That's too much.
And now losing some goons.
Oh wait. He's bringing his...
Oh, infantry combat. We need a Minuteman. He's deleting his market to not block his hussars, I like it. But the problem is that he doesn't have anything to snipe the Ritters. Goon Cav is basically the counter to Scum Cav, and here it's Goon Cav against Scum Goon, so I think Stanley is just gonna lose the fight because of this. The Goons are not going to snipe the Ritters very fast, although for some reason he's actually going very fine. I think it's just because he got this upgrade in all his units, they're all upgraded with this. So it's actually a pretty close fight, probably gonna be okay for Stanley just because of this Minuteman. But there's some reinforcements coming in for Jerimuno, so... In the scores we can see that Stanley is just behind now. He lost so many beers. If only he made a few Castadors, like you need maybe like 10 Castadors to one-shoot a Ritter or something, and then you're, I guess, fine. He held, but he didn't quite get a very good trade or something. I mean, he killed a ton of scums, to be fair. 42 scums and 22 Ritters. But at the same time, he lost 19 hussars and 12 goons, which is almost the same amount of units. Also had to call 2 sets of minutemen, delete his market, and lost 11 vills, and probably idled. I don't think he made a lot of vills in this time, because he had to make units. So in the end, it's looking just good for Jerimuno. He just got more eco, more units. It's gonna take a long while before Stanley can catch up in eco now.
Yeah, but what? He has 3 TCs, right?
Yeah, this is true, but there's a gap of almost 20 views, so it's gonna
This
take.
is huge.
It's gonna take. He needs with his 2 extra TCs to make this 18 views. It's 9 views from each. It takes like maybe 4 minutes that he can catch up in eco. It's not so much, but considering that Jerimuno is in his page now, I don't think he will be able to ever reach this point. Look, these views are just walking away, idled. Probably gonna lose some views, maybe not even gonna be able to bring his barracks up. Just losing more views. 3 more views died here. These 7 or 8, these 8 views here are idled. Some other views are very exposed. It's looking like game over now. Even the scores are very one-sided at this point. And Stanley keeps massing a ton of hussars, which I kind of like, but you need to deal with the goons. I mean, if Jerimuno doesn't fail his micro, he can definitely deal with... Oh! Imagine a fast wall here. Oh, 8 scum shipments. A fast wall here would have blocked the goons, would have been funny to see. He's trying to go in, but I don't think he's gonna make it.
Now he have less units.
Yeah, and there's just a lot of reiters. There's probably too many scums. They're not doing much against the hussars, but I don't know, those hussars with the grade are really strong. Oh well, the reiters do have calf combat as well. Yeah, I think the hussars are somehow just gonna die. And it's gonna be another pretty good trade for Jerimuno, or at least not a bad one, and considering that he's already so much ahead in eco, it's not gonna be possible, I think, for Stanley to come back from this position. Next, maybe he will lose his villagers. This is his only coin mine. Stanley trying to switch to scums, but blue scums have scum combat, and they're just not going to die to this Cazador, I think. He actually got boss scum and calf combat, which means that his whole army is very powerful now. No matter which unit he makes, unless it's like falconets or petards or culverins, but mostly he will get an upgrade on them. Gonna lose a few more beers there.
This looks pretty over now.
Yeah, I mean, look at the stats.
Yeah.
It's really like 25% or 20% of the stats are pink. Just got 3 times this eco and like 5 times this units. He's even mixing some huss just because he wants to finish it. Shipping 4 and making 5 with calf
I
combat.
need to say that Stanley didn't play in a really long time.
Yeah, he's really pretty rusty.
GG, well played.
Yeah, so the first game goes to Jerimuno. One second, I need to talk with my co-caster. Okay, sorry for this. So, Well, 3DC spam could catch up, but I think his build order didn't make much sense, to be perfectly honest. Also, his unit composition was kind of cheese, like full gun calf don't really work, and if only he mixed skirms, he could have maybe held the push, and then he would be able to catch up in eco. Like he was starting to boom pretty hard with his 3TCs here, you can see, but then he just lost so much. It's not like he couldn't catch up, just he didn't have the time because he was too greedy with his shipments, and then he couldn't hold. Also, again, like I said, the stagecoach helps you a lot in early game to just have more eco with ports because they're pretty slow at start. It's not very hard to invest 200 food, 200 wood from your wood crates and to just get a stagecoach like this. You just pay 200 food, which slows you a little bit down for your H3, the wood you get from your crates. So we're gonna wait for them to move on to the next game. Did you bet on what we casted before, Mongolian against was Stanley? Did you bet on this?
Yes, I bet on this.
Oh, I got 500 points now. I'm so rich.
Oh wow.
Yes, thank you.
I lost some.
Thank you, my darling, that you gave me some points.
Yeah, you're welcome.
A very
Thank you,
large
nice.
159 points. Now I got 500. I'm gonna win soon. Oh, Goodspeed already replaced the old bets by Optimus Prime against Frontier. Oh wow, these odds are really juicy, to be honest. Frontier is not he's not bad or something. And there's 11 odds for Frontier winning. It's very, very high. 900 for Frontier winning 2-0. I think it's just that not enough people bet already. That's why. But it's scheduled for Saturday. It's not in a very long time. Rizzi against Duck. Duck is a good player, and people are all betting on Rizzi. I think Duck can win this. The odds are very good for Duck. I would definitely bet on Duck, I think. Yes. Yes, Kunos just makes your fishing boats 20 wood cheaper, and it lets them train a little bit
It's so
faster.
useless now.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe on Indonesia.
No, it's useless.
It's like I also feel like on water maps the shipments start to be very important because the water cards are just so good. Well, they were a bit nerfed, to be fair, but I mean it's still good to send warships combat or did they remove this card actually? Wait. Because I've seen some players not have this card in their deck anymore. No, it's still here and it's still very good. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's important to ship some water cards to upgrade your warships, and some eco cards to upgrade your fishing boats. And I don't know if you can really afford to send schooners to just get the 20 wood discounts.
Nah.
To be fair, if you make like 50 fishing boats, it's a ton. But on Indonesia, you can go 4 docks and do this, right? So if you make 50 fishing boats, it's still 1k wood that you don't have to pay because you send schooners. And you also train a bit
But
faster.
how long you need to have 50 fishing boats?
Well, with 4 docks, it's 12 or 13 boats per dock, and it's 25 seconds for a fishing boat. 25 times 12 is 300. It's 5 minutes. It's not so long. It's only 5 minutes with 4 docks to make 50 fishing boats.
True.
And I will tell you that with schooners it's even faster because 20% faster training time on now, or 20% faster training time. So instead of 5 minutes, it's 4 minutes. So I don't know. I guess it's still worth it. Yeah. You finish your boom 1 minute faster if you make 50 fishing boats, and you save 1k wood. For this you still need to invest 800 wood in 4 docks, but still, I guess it works. But most of the time on most maps you don't go such heavy water boom. I can only think on Indonesia, which would let you boom with 4 docks, or maybe Baja California. Usually you go for 1 or 2 docks, and then I'm pretty sure that schooners is bad. I read what you're typing, Biwina, in the chat. It's just I saw that Duck didn't handle at all the way Queen went for hard rush with Aztecs, and he was India. But how should I say? I think he's a player who is not very consistent, but he can be really good. He can definitely be a lieutenant colonel. And Rizzi is in 1v1 probably not better than lieutenant colonel. From my experience, he's not very good in 1v1, and I think Doug can definitely beat Rizzi. I'm not saying that he's a favorite. I'm just saying that 6 odds for Duck is definitely not fair. It's not fair. It shouldn't be this way. Duck got much more chances to win than this. At most it would be 3 odds for Duck or something, but even this would be maybe too one-sided. I can't say who's gonna win this. You also need to think that Rizzi mostly doesn't play so much on EP. Duck pretty much exclusively plays on EP. He gets coached by Maito a lot. I'm pretty sure he will train for this game. He didn't train for Queen, of course. And for this, I'm pretty sure he will train.
That's why I took 1 game from Duck!
Yes! And Rizzi is mostly playing... well, Brits are pretty much the same on EP, this is true. And it's a very good civ, it's his main civ. But his second civ is Auto, I think, and it's very different on EP and on RE, so we will see. He doesn't have the biggest civ pool. Duck can play a few civilizations, I think. I'm just saying it's not... I'm not sure who can win this game, we will see.
So what's going on now?
Well, we're just waiting for them to green up, basically. Oh yeah, he's smoking. So we're just gonna talk more. Okay, let's check Rizzi's elos then. Unfortunately, I don't have the window streaming thing. I can't show my my Google Chrome and check the elo like this, but I can talk about it at least. I guess it's better than doing nothing. So Rizzi's elo. I mean, in 1v1, he's pretty much having he's mostly winning, but against captains and majors, he's not really bashing people or something. He loses to some captains sometimes. Duck can definitely be better than captain.
I'm sorry, I need to show something to Kaiser.
Yes. What's going on in the game? Nothing. Okay. And yeah, I see on Riz's Elo that he almost only plays Brits, basically. He plays a bit of Friends in Germany, but he doesn't have a very good win rate with this. He plays also some Russia, this is true. I want to check Duck now. Mm, playing a lot of Germany. We're just gonna take a small break until the players start playing. So see you guys soon. Okay, so we are back. We still have Jerimuno against Stanley Winston, Brits against Japanese on Kamchatka. It's a winter version, which means that rivers are frozen, so you can walk on them. You still can't build on them, but you can walk, which means it's much less defensive. Because you can, on the other version, you have only some chokes that you can wall up, for example, or it just makes it harder for the opponent to bring his units. But here you can just cross everywhere. Anyway, you also have some sheep in the middle of the map and a bit everywhere around. Standard consulate going up for Stanley Winston. By the way, coin start is really not so good for Japan. He can't do anything with it. Brits, on the other hand, is getting a market and mining for his hunt dogs, which is pretty good for him. Also, he's not really gonna edge up late because he can always hit some goats to edge up in time if he needs to. Didn't really get any treasures, any relevant treasures at least. Oh, he got the monkey, damn. This is Freitag or yeah, Freitag, yeah. Nice 80 foot for Japan. So he went for the classic start where you just build your consulate from your 200 wood start and chop 107 wood to get your shrine up. Meanwhile, you get your Portuguese consulate, which makes your buildings 15% cheaper, which means the shrine costs only 107 wood instead of 125, which is why he was able to place it down. And then he's probably gonna ship the Heavenly Kami card. This here, which makes your shrines even cheaper and gather faster. So with both support consulate and the Heavenly Kami, it makes your shrines really cheap. How many goats do they have? Well, they have a similar amount of goats. Okay, here we go with the Heavenly Kami. He uses Cherry Orchard to scout a bit there, I think. He did spot this nice 85 wood treasure with his Cherry Orchard. It's pretty big.
It says 150 coin treasure.
You mean with 3 tigers?
Yeah.
So it's not, but it's anyway a bit hard treasure to pick.
Sorry for the background noises.
There's a dog making weird noises. Basically having an orgasm when he's getting stroked, so sorry for the noises. Gonna go for this nice 85 wood treasure. What did they... I mean, Japan already got 80 food, which is gonna help him age up a bit faster. Jerimuno got 50 wood, which is also pretty nice for Brits, but this 85 wood is really, really nice. Stanley Winston is not sure. He's hesitating a bit. Yeah, just go for these treasures and place your shrines.
Oh, we need to change the title of the stream.
Oh yeah, that's right. Let me change this pretty fast. Yeah, I forgot to change it afterwards the series ended. Oh, okay, let's set up the camera on this guy when I change the title. So he did get that 85 wood treasure, which is very sweet. So, Japan just doing Japan things and shrining the hunts. Brits just doing some Brit things in this matchup and just sending forward villagers for barracks, most likely, for a longbow pike start. He's already H2. He didn't build his barracks from the wood he gathered during transition. He actually had to wait for his 700 wood, which means he delayed his barracks by more than 40 seconds now. The time for the shipment to come and for the villagers to gather the crates. And you can see that I'm pretty sure he missed macros there, because now he's even having 1k food. He probably made just too many manas or something, I'm not sure. Or just maybe gathered too much food, I guess. Well, at least he's gonna get big batches of oh, he's going directly for barracks and stables. That's interesting. Usually you see an early double barracks into stable a bit later. Okay, I guess he's starting pikes to burn the shrines. Might start longbows, I'm not sure. Okay, pikes, yeah. Japan's training Yumis, which is standard against the longbow pike aggression. But now he's scouting the stable for sure, so...
And there are pikes.
Yeah. Splitting them. I'm not sure. I think it's just better to directly get this down and then herd it with villagers. To make sure that it's not getting shrine again. And then go to the next one. So is he getting Huss out now? He got a very early stable, but not making any Hussar. Probably waiting for 700 gold, which should be on the way now, I guess, because he's not mining gold. 5 villagers, why would you... Was it a mistake that he dropped his stable? I mean, he's not even trying to make Hussars, he's not gathering any gold. He didn't even have the place of mines upgrade, actually. So I'm really not sure what's going on there. This stable is very weird. On the other hand, Japan going for the 600 wood build, which is pretty good if you want to defend fast against ranged infantry aggression or any kind of rush that is not a hard rush. Against a hard rush, usually you need colonial militia or some unit shipment, but against this kind of rush, which is not very aggressive actually, you can probably just get away with double 600 wood for Yumi spam. Get your market upgrades, just spam some Yumis and some shrines, and get your besteros out. Then yeah, you can ship for villagers. And yep. Oh, the villager goes down. But to be fair, on the other side the monkey died, so it makes it kind of fair, yeah.
Poor Freitag.
Yeah, already 4 shrines siege down. I think it's not really 4. I think there's some shrines was deleted or something. Because I feel like he siege only 2 shrines, one here and one here. But well, it's already 2 shrines or 3 shrines sieged, let's say. 2 villagers dead, 2 Yumis dead in some idle time. The besteros popping at a very bad point. They are not popping as a good timing, they're just popping in the army and dying. He should have just brought everything. Imagine just the anti-cav minutemen snaring this army, the Yumis and the Ashes coming along with the besteros and the villagers tanking. I think he would have absolutely raped this fight. Especially because longbows can't really hit and run, so they can't really get away. But in fact, he called his anti-cav minutemen too late, and I don't think this was very good for him. Just lost more units, I think. 4 besteros and 2 Yumis and more villagers. Though he did kill the 2 hussars, but he had to call the minutemen and they didn't really pay off. 4 villagers for Brits, that's very greedy, you don't see this all the time. Oh nice, snaring the pikeman with his own pikeman basically. This kind of fight just takes forever because they have no attack. Oh, maybe gonna get caught? I'm not sure who wins this.
Where with the horse?
Yeah, there's not so many ashes. But a few more on the way, so... It's a very close fight actually. I think Japan will come out on top. Also says a musketeer combat, I mean a musketeer attack card coming in now. But now he's probably fine. Also smartly staying in the trees in case some more hussars would come. Because hussars are not very happy to fight in the trees because they need to run around the trees all the time, and range units just deal more damage than... Oh. A 5 Hearth patch coming, so now that's gonna be a big fight. Let's see if Stanley Winston can hit and run his way out of this. He should have stayed in the trees. Okay, putting ashes in melee modes. They are just dropping like flies to musketeers with the attack boost. He's probably gonna lose a lot of Yumis there. If Jerimuno just hits and runs with his musketeers towards the Yumis. Oh, shipping 5 Yumis, 5 musketeers, I didn't see that. On the one hand, Brits is shipping upgrades. On the other hand, Japan shipping units, so of course, as the time goes, it's gonna be better for Brits with his better units, and Japan is just gonna be behind. He's already very much behind. You can see it in the score. I think it's a pretty tough matchup for Japan. He's just behind in army, behind in Nico, and behind in upgrades. I don't really see what he can do at this point. He's making more Ashigarus because he's being a bit afraid of the Hussars, I think. I guess he needs to ship some Ashigaru attack card now. But he can't really go out. He can stay in base and hit and run a bit with... Oh my god, no. Oh, this is so painful. It's 2 Yumis and 2 Ashes.
This is huge.
Delete Wonder. I don't even know what is better between idling these units.
You should say him, but I'm pretty sure he knows. He tried to pull them, I guess.
I really don't know what is the best between deleting the Wonder and deleting these units, you know. I mean, I guess it's better to keep it because when you get pushed, they can still shoot, you know, they can defend. But yeah, it's really awkward, especially now that he's trying to push out and he got some units stuck. It's very unfortunate. But anyway, he's so far behind, it doesn't matter so much. He's getting snared by the Hussars now. Even Hussars got cav HP. Japan doesn't have a single upgrade out. He's just gonna lose a lot of stuff here, and then he's gonna be so far behind. But the problem is that he's not microing the best with his infantry, Jerimuno. His longbows are never really shooting because he's always moving. That's why you shouldn't group longbows and musketeers together, and should keep longbows in the back and musketeers in another
Oh, GG.
group. Oh, so you're cheering for Stanley Winston?
No.
Oh.
Yes, I do.
You don't like Jerimuno?
I like him too. I can't decide, but still he's playing pink.
Yeah, it's not the easiest matchup to play from the Japan side. Brits are just much faster. You can see how fast he's out booming. In the resources also you can see that Brits just come out very much ahead. I think he just went out a bit early and lost too many units. With his 2-unit composition against 3, he was very fast, got caught by the house and yeah, Yeah, he just tried to push out a bit early. I mean, 9 minutes for Jap is not so late, and it's still a time where Brit units are probably better than Japanese units. You need to wait for the daimyo, the yumi, and the ashigaru cards to come in, for example, and the Japanese consulate. Was he still on port? No, he was on Japanese. Okay, that's good. He also doesn't have so many shrines. I mean, only 120 pop of shrines. It's 9 shrines. It's not so much. Because some of them got sieged down, I guess. You can probably just send like 5 ashes, try to kill the pikes, because ashes are fast. To defend your shrines, and keep a mass of yumis and a few ashes in your base to defend. But it's really not easy. So let's go out.